man, stop leaving money on the table. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see through multiple founders, I talk to them practically every day, is they leave a lot of money on the table, meaning they have maybe a call with a prospect and they cannot really land this prospect in a specific offer, right? And this makes you leave a lot of money on the table because you could still give this prospect a lot of material, a lot of stuff that could be useful for this person, but simply because you don't have the offer, they don't buy. Okay, so I scaled an agency to 70K per month. I got burnout. I also sold a lot of info courses, or more than 100K in the Italian market. So I know my stuff. I know through my experience that there are multiple and more ways to exponentially make more money with already what you have. And sometimes it's literally just taking what you have, chunking it down into a different offer, and that's it. You can just simply please more people and make more money, and you can help them, can help you. So let me show you. So the first way, the general way, it could be a coaching, right? So you can have a done for you. So you're helping people through your process. This sometimes is more like an interaction. So it's more maybe personalized, and you can easily ask anything between 10K to 100K. I'm talking in this case in dollar, it could be simply in euro. So I seen mastermind for 100K in person. So you can kind of do it all. The good thing about this kind of model is that you can ask a lot of money. The two things that are not so good is that, or it's high in time, meaning it takes a lot of time, to get the person, to get the result. It takes a lot of your time, right? Because you have coaching calls maybe, and that takes simply a lot of time. Or you need to have a big team. And that is the kind of like the cons of this model. At the same time, it's also low leverage, meaning you cannot scale like infinitely. Okay, so I see people that were continually to like focus on like, now I'm gonna make a lot of money through this, but just one model is kind of difficult. I think you need a combination of multiple to scale much further. So if you're on like 10K per month, 20, 30K per month, you can absolutely scale this. At a certain point, you're gonna get clogged with probably time, right? That is the first component that goes away with the one-on-one. Now I'm gonna change finger because this is starting to struggle, okay? So that is one way of making money, okay? And sometimes you get customer through this and they're not able to pay you and you just let them go, right? But that doesn't have any sense because you could literally take all of this, record all of this, create a kind of like a structured course, and it's very, very easy to do. It's really not complicated. And they just deliver it into an info product, maybe a group coaching for a lower ticket, meaning this is more like a done with you. So you have some interaction. It's a lower support than the one-on-one, but you can still deliver this for maybe 3 to 20K. What does this do is that you take less money than this model, but you have a moderate team. Sometimes up to 100K, you don't need like more than 3 or 4 people, in my opinion. And the good thing here is that you have high leverage. So there is a plus here, and then there is high leverage. This most of the time is done with an info course. So what I've done personally was a combination of this when I made 70K per month, because I was helping people through the one-on-one. We were telling them what to do, X, Y, Z. It doesn't matter the niche. It really works everywhere. So if you're focused on the niche, like, because this niche, it really doesn't matter. Like you can do this and apply this in any kind of niche in whatever you do, okay? And by the way, if you need to understand better this concept, I have a full course about this part in a Skool community, so go to check it out if you want to understand more how to increase the money, make more money, get more people inside one or the other. There is all this kind of stuff. So if you're proceeding with this, and that's the combination of what I was doing, was like getting people. This is more like leverage, right? The high leverage here is just simply that you, instead of doing a consulting one-on-one, you just have multiple people that are listening to you. You can also do it multiple times a week if there is a lot of component to talk about, and this is a lower offer. So if this person is really clogged in terms of money, you can offer them this, okay? So it all depends where they land. And the next one that is very, very interesting is a low ticket lead magnet webinar. This could be anything between 0 to 497. Sometimes it could be seen also as a 997 because you don't need kind of like any sales calls or anything. And you can kind of literally land on each one of these. Now, if you're literally starting out, just choose one, okay? I wouldn't want you to focus on each one of these. But if you're like a little bit maybe above 10, 20, 30K per month, I would really start to look at each one of these to maximize the profit. Why I'm saying that when you're starting out, just focus on one, because if you're focusing on too many things, you're gonna get all over the places. So you still didn't have a proof of concept, what I call. So once you have the proof of concept, you know that works. You continue to replicate the same input to have the output of the money that gets you, normally around 10, 20K per month. Then you can start to add something to help a different kind of like group of people, okay? Now also, this kind of prices, most of the time, people needs to be nurtured, so it passes a long period of time. Why the low tickets is infinite leverage is because you can continuously take multiple people that are cold, never heard of you, and really quickly convert them. Because for a $497, $297, or a $27.97 product, anything below 100, people literally purchase it like this. They don't need to think about it too much. They don't ask so many questions. They just go through it. They do it themselves. So it all lands depending on where is your support. So the combination of all of this, how it could be, is that you can have a front end like a mid product. Okay, this could be, let's say, a 5K product. That is your front end. So let's say you have a sales call. Let's say maybe that's your way of attracting people. You have a sales call. Your front end is the course, 7K, or maybe it's a low ticket 2-3K maybe, right? Something that it doesn't take so much time, doesn't maybe even take a sales call, anything. Anyway, this is like the front end. And at the same time, what you can do is create upsell or downsell. So you can create an upsell for the one-on-one, you create more support, and therefore you ask for a higher ticket. Or simply have less support where you literally do it yourself. There is no support whatsoever, and that's cheaper. Okay, so now a differentiation is there is a bigger discrepancy between one product to another. Here, I'm literally doing it with you, okay, and that's why it costs this. But if you prefer to do it with also other people, you still have the support, but you don't have access to me. We may have access to the team. That's why it costs this much. The other one is you literally do it yourself. So you have no support whatsoever, no support even through email, and I've done literally all of these three. Okay. So the next question is going to be, where should I go? It all depends on what you want to do. Okay. So if you feel like you don't want to get any support, any calls going, any kind of like support with a client, of course, this is the easiest, right? You can just simply create some organic material. Maybe I'm going to make a video about it. Organic material, YouTube probably being the best. And then maybe some paid advertising if you're into it, if you have money. If you don't have money, you really don't need the paid advertising. You can absolutely scale without any of that. And just simply, give a do-it-yourself product. If you're into like, I want to talk to people, but not having the one-on-one and clog my time with like conversation one-on-one, and you already have a proof of concept of how everything works, go and land here. I would prefer to start here just simply because I collect more money. Once I collect more money and I have a proof of concept of what is working, that people are looking for something specific. I know that if they do this input, there's going to be this output. I know what makes them the result and the transformations. Once I know that, then I would pass here, okay? Create an info product that I can have a high leverage here because I can get as many people as possible inside. I don't need a huge team, and I can still make a good chunk of money, okay? So it really depends on what you want to land. And the nice thing here is that that's the front end. You can have an upsell or a downsell, and then you can create multiple other products, meaning the one-on-one, it could be also seen, or the group coaching, as a mastermind, right? So you can really level up to maybe 20K for a 3-day, 4-day mastermind where you really stay with people, they have interaction with you. So it's kind of like a hybrid model between these two, right? Because one person could talk and they have literally a support for almost an hour or so in the mastermind. If it's a tight mastermind with a high ticket price, lovely. And yeah, that's the product trial, whatever it is here. This mostly is made in the industry to collect leads, so to collect people. That's why if you don't have an audience, this is kind of something that I wouldn't proceed in the beginning. To make as much money as possible, I would go for this one. Okay, so I would go for the one-on-one, cold outreach, warm outreach, whatever it is. You can literally start tomorrow and in a month or two make at least 10K per month. It's very, very easy through an offer such as this one or a combination of these two. Anyway, if you need more help, there is a literally link down the description. Skool community, it's free. You have tons of material already there. You can check it out. If you have anything like you would like to talk about, just write a comment here. I will read it and I will make a video about it. See you in the next one.